Have you ever stayed in a hotel so beautiful, so majestic, that it almost felt too perfect? But what if, once the sun sets, that elegance turns into unease? What if the halls you once admired echo with footsteps when no one is there? What if the grand piano plays itself for an audience long gone? Tonight, we check into one of the most haunted hotels in America. But the real question is, will you check out? Welcome to the world of scary stories, a place where shadows whisper and forgotten tales come back to life. From the haunted villages of Europe to the cursed jungles of Asia, every corner of the earth hides a story waiting to be heard. So turn off the lights, open your mind, and step into the unknown. Because here, every story leaves a scar. Part 1. A Grand Beginning. The birth of the Stanley Hotel nestled in the Colorado Rockies. The Stanley Hotel opened its doors in 1909, thanks to F.O. Stanley, an inventor and entrepreneur seeking to cure his tuberculosis in the fresh mountain air. What began as a luxurious mountain resort became the seed for one of the darkest legends in America. The Stanley was elegance in stone-white facade, grand staircase, and 140 rooms for high society. But strange things began happening, even in its earliest days. Locals whispered about cold spots in warm rooms. Maids spoke of unseen eyes watching them. And over the decades, the whispers turned into stories, then screams. Part 2. Ghostly Guests. Spirits that never left room 217, arguably the most infamous room in the hotel. In 1911, a housekeeper named Elizabeth Wilson was nearly lost when an explosion occurred in the room due to a gas leak. She survived, but guests say she never truly left. People report their luggage neatly unpacked overnight, lights turned on for them. And single men? They say a ghostly matron tucks them in, literally pulling the covers up over them as they sleep. Then there's the concert hall, where Flora Stanley, F.O. Stanley's wife, still plays the piano. Staff say the keys strike on their own, melodies dancing through empty corridors. Part 3. The Haunting of Room 401 whispers in the dark, once used as the servants' quarters. Room 401 holds a darker energy. Male guests report feeling watched, touched, even pushed. There is also the legend of Lord Dunraven, a man who never owned the hotel, but is blamed for some of its unrest. Visitors hear laughter in the closets, shadows darting across the mirror, and feel icy fingers brushing their skin. No one stays in 401 without leaving with a story, some with nightmares. Part 4. Real Encounters. Testimonies from guests and staff. Hundreds of visitors each year report similar experiences. Asterisk, a little boy crying in the hallway. But no child is booked on that floor. Doors shutting hard, even when there's no draft. The feeling of someone sitting at the edge of your bed while you're wide awake. We gathered stories from guests, like the woman who saw a man in old-fashioned clothes tip his hat and vanish. Or the family who captured a face in the mirror that wasn't theirs. Even the hotel staff admit, yes, this place is different at night. Part 5. Paranormal Investigations. Science versus spirits. The Stanley has been investigated by dozens of paranormal teams, including the popular show Ghost Hunters. Their findings? EMF spikes in empty rooms, asterisk, EVP recordings of voices saying, "Get out," and "Can you hear me?" Infrared footage capturing unexplained shadows moving through hallways. One investigator fainted after hearing a voice whisper her name from the closet. No one was inside. Is it residual energy? Intelligent hauntings? Part 6. The Shining fiction inspired by truth in 1974. Author Stephen King and his wife stayed at the Stanley during the off-season. They were the only guests. That night, he had a terrifying dream. His son running through the hotel, screaming, being chased by a fire hose. He woke up, lit a cigarette, and by dawn, the idea for The Shining was born. While King's novel is fiction, the inspiration is very, very real. The eerie silence, the echoing halls, the overwhelming presence of something unseen. The Stanley didn't just inspire horror. It is horror. Part 7. Theories and the Unsolved. Why is the Stanley haunted? Some believe it's a spiritual echo emotion so intense they replay through time. Others say the altitude thins the veil between worlds. A few believe in ley lines, energy currents beneath the earth that magnify paranormal activity. And then, there's the idea that the hotel itself is alive, feeding off attention, emotion, and fear. But maybe the truth is even stranger, because one thing is certain. Whether you believe or not, the Stanley watches. And when you visit, it remembers you. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey into one of America's most haunted places. From echoes in the hallways to secrets whispered in the dark, the Stanley Hotel reminds us, not all guests check out. If you felt a chill down your spine, or if you're brave enough to visit the Stanley someday, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more haunted tales and drop a comment below. Would you spend the night in room 217? Remember, the scariest stories are the ones that just might be true.